Hi, good morning, Pilates South Austin. I prepared this especially for my 7 a.m. class, which we've called Reformer on the Mat since quarantine, March 2020. And now it's 2021. We're almost to the beginning of summer. And I've turned around my camera today so that you could see my graduation decorations. Thought it made a better backdrop than my shutters. Anyway, so just for fun, balloons. And today you will need a TheraBand and your roller and have your magic circle ready. You can add that. We'll add that for some of our roll ups if you choose, but you could also use a TheraBand. So that's one thing about Reformer on the Mat is that we wanted to use equipment to and use some props to simulate some of the resistance and some of the assistance we get from the machine. But we also know that not everybody has everything at home, so we try and find ways to show you how to use the props to engage your core, keep your shoulders down, open up your collarbone, increase some flexibility, length, and strength. So, starting with our neck stretch, because we know we love this in the morning. Heels the other toes apart, choke up on one side, and then drop the ear to the other side. Maybe open up that collarbone a little bit. Sometimes I turn my wrist out. But if that feels odd, then just keep that arm nice and neutral and stretch the neck. And then turn your nose to your armpit. Maybe look down to your toes or to your armpit. And then roll that head right down through the middle. This is where you might find the band pulling you back down. And then to the other side. So maybe choke up on the opposite side, give a little extra stretch, and you can lengthen that first side. I'm kind of letting my side go here too, rather than just trying to stay upright. I'm just letting everything kind of lean. Just find what works for you. Notice the difference. Turn your nose to your armpit. See where that stretch is. And then roll that nose down through the middle. And come up and look up. Loosen that band. Open the chest a little bit. Inflate everything. Look up. And then nod the chin. Start to roll down one vertebra at a time. So looking right to your chest and your sternum. It's like if you took your eye gaze down, you go, oh, there's my belly button. Oh, there's my hip crease. Oh, there's my knees. Looking, scanning all the way down. This is like a standing roll up. We do this on the mat. And this is when we do it standing. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. 3 and 2. Keep that neck nice and long. Don't do any work trying to keep the head held up here. And 1. And push the floor away. Pushing that floor away, energy into the ground starts to activate that midline of the body. And reach out and up, and then nod and curl one more time all the way down. Start to scan, like there you look at your sternum, look at your belly button, look at the hip crease, thighs, knees, lowering all the way down. Bend and straighten your legs 3 times. 3 and 2 and 1. And push the floor away. With your feet, pushing down, send the energy up the legs, into the hips, up the spine, and looking up. Neck is a little stiff there this morning. So we have a band series here with some lunge work, and everything is in 6s. So we have low reps, but lots of variety. So I want you to put the band under a foot in front, and I'll turn just ever so slightly sideways. So this is going to be a little 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees here. So not too far forward and not too far back on that knee. Just nice and lowered right through the middle. And we'll start with a parallel lift here. And you can adjust your own tension. So if you want to be a little heavier, go ahead and hold the band a little lower. 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. And then 1 to hold and open and close. And make this in the back, maybe thinking less about the fingers, more about the back. Just open the chest, strengthen the back. 3 more, 3, and 2, and 1, and stand up, coming into a T. If at any time you want to skip the lunge part, you can stand, or you can lower that back leg. So you might just do this for your T's. 3 T's. Lowering down to a lunge. Squeeze those glutes. 3 more T's. Next T, come on up. Right here, row it in for 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Stand up, bring it all together, other side. So the arms stay the same, but we're strengthening each side first. So nice long arms here, and straighten forward. Maybe a gentle micro bend in the elbows so we're not locked out. 3 more, 3, and 2, and 1. Going to come down for 1, open and close, kind of like hugging the tree in reverse for 3, and 2. We're going to add 1 more set of 3, and 1. I said 6s, right? And 3, and 2, and 1. And stand up, loosen those shoulders. You can again stay here in your lunge, straight leg in the back, or bend both legs. T press out for 6, and 5. Just feel those arms glide up. 4, and 3, and 2. Strange to be doing this direction. I'm so used to like just looking at something else. And now arms come forward here and row for 6, and 5, and 4. I wonder if I do need celebratory balloons with me at all times though. 2, and 1, and stand back up. All right, moving into some tricep and bicep work. So again, we're going to be lunging into one leg while we strengthen the arms. So here is your lunge again, biceps. Just coming to hold, keeping that resistance in the band. Heel is lifted in the back. And back through the middle, other side. And 3 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. We're gonna up the intensity a little bit because our band is going to get longer. So now we're going to keep 1 foot down and step forward. So stepping forward in this band and pulling it up and forward, heavier, and forward, heavier band. 3 more, and 3, and 2, and 1, and switch legs. So stepping forward in this band. 3, and 2, and 1, and 3 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Standing straight and parallel. One side is going to be a little bit longer. So we're going to parallel feet, squat as our tricep and our arm lifts up. You can still see my arm here. And there we go, sitting back for 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, 2, 1. Switching arms here to familiar lunges. And 6, and 5. So this leg is slightly turned out. but not a super deep. Feel the work in the glute here. 2 more. And 1. And now switch sides, taking it up. So you get a little uneven here. I call this like the J. It's like a little J. When doing your squats, taking it straight up. Squat down, pushing up for 3, and 2, and 1. And pulling it all into the midline and stepping away, pulling it out for 6, and 5. Keeping you moving. 3, and 2, and 1. All right. We're going to come down to the mat, moving into some supine work with the band at our feet. So we're going to cross one foot over the other and go ahead and connect that band in the foot. Now, if you'd like to cross it over, make it a little more secure. What I want you to think about is that how this band wants to lift your legs up, right? It could help you, it can assist. We want to resist, so we're using the back of the body or using the heel and the glute to keep that leg down. So while it's core work, yes, it's also coordinating that leg and that glute. So we're going to start with a hinge. So sitting up nice and tall. Feel yourself on your sits bones here. Inhale and hinge back. It's like our rowing, but we're really focusing more on keeping that front leg down as we go further back, and then stretch. So give yourself a stretch. Stretch the back, zip the belly. See if you can increase the stretch by zipping the belly. And then open up that box, hold that box again. Inhale back. How far can you go back, keeping that leg down? And then reach to the front. And now looking at your watch, holding onto your band, zip the belly. We're going into a C curve, a little bit of flexion. Try imagining putting my waistband on the back of the mat. And again, still keeping that front leg down so that I'm zipping my belly to keep that leg down. Maybe I go as far as I can. Inhale, and then I roll forward. So we're not moving our arms out of our frame here. Just finding that stretch and finding that length in that leg. And 1 more. And then we get to switch legs and zip the belly. And reach. How far can we go? Keeping that leg, really anchoring that leg down. And zip the belly. And up. And over. And switch sides. My PA is taking care of the animals on the set. Thank you. Inhale and hinge. And looking at the ceiling and stretching forward to the toes, nice and long. And pick up that box again. So really anchoring that foot on the bottom. The band is going to pull it up. You are going to keep it down. You're zipping your pelvic floor, putting that heel down. And reaching for the toes. Feel like my hamstrings are getting a little bit looser as we do this. Now look at your watch. Sit up nice and tall, zip the belly, start the C curve, put the waistband back on the mat. Looking still, see how my legs start to lift. Keep those down, squeeze them down. And then up and over. And 1 more time. Inhale, and curl, shoulders down, keep that leg down, and up, and over, nice and long. Oh, it feels so much better after 8 of those. All right, feet are parallel, still crossing that band. We're adding a little bit of rotation. So grab little tails here. Inhale, I'm rolling down, and then I'm rotating to one side. So I'm holding I'm looking at my watch, holding this together, rotating to one side. 4, 6, and 5. Resist it as it comes back. That band will help you come back. So resist that return. And 3, and 2, and 1. And other side. And 6. So probably more like 8. So we're going to add 2. And 3, and 2, and 1. You're in this little C curve. 2 more. 2, and 1. And stretch forward. Both legs down all the way. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So standing up, sitting up now, nice and tall. Activate those feet. Lengthen those arms. Inhale and hinge. So now you're hinging back and hinging back. And this is like your arms are gliding across the table. So you're pulling back behind you. It's like your shoulder blades want to kiss a little bit in the back. Just little kisses. And 4. Think about ears over shoulders. Relax the head and neck. 2. I know, so much talking. And 1. And stretch forward. We're going to roll down. Keep that band twisted over your legs. We're going to roll down for some hundreds and a little variation in our ab series. So coming down. Sure. There we go. All the way down. Nice and secure. Of course, at any time the band is optional. You can skip the band. I'm going to keep these fingers relaxed. Nod the chin ever so slightly. Feel the neck long. Feel the shoulder blades touching. Broaden through the shoulders here, and then feel the back of the pelvis. So you're nice. If you just stayed here, you would build strength by holding the legs in the air and opening the collarbone and strengthening the back, pressing it against the mat. A nice active stretch right here. Inhale and exhale, zip the belly, look towards your belly button and start to pulse your arms. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost halfway done. And exhale. If you would like to add, straighten the legs. Go for it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. You can lower them and lift them and lower them. Think of them moving from the armpits here. Fingertips are reaching. 20 more. 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And last set. 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend those knees and relax. And you get a little twist side to side. And then untwist your bands for your single leg stretch. So your single leg stretch, we've done this before. This is like kind of prancing, kind of you're gonna switch feet. So you'll use that one leg to press it long, and then you'll switch it here in the middle. So this is really the coordination of it, though, is to use the resistance in this band. Resist the assistance. Think about that for a second. Resisting the assistance. Inhale, exhale, curling up here. Stretch one leg nice and long, just like facing tabletop. And switch. And switch. So feel the resistance right there as that leg comes in. And switch. And switch. And 10. And 9. And 8. And 7. And 6. Oh, put a little quad coordination on 1 cup of coffee. And 3. And 2. And 1. And lower down. I try not to teach you all without a little bit of coffee if I'm teaching in the morning. All right, so now double leg stretch. I want this to be a little bit longer because it will make it a little bit harder. So what makes it harder is that your legs don't have as much assistance. So holding your hands right up here, just like hugging a tree. Inhale, everything goes out. And exhale, comes back together. Inhale, out. Exhale, back together. So those shoulder blades are gliding. Out. and back together, and out, and then back together, and 4, and 3. Find that resistance. Squeeze those glutes here. Resist as those knees bend towards you. 2, and 1. And relax. Straighten those legs. Flex the toes. Pull down on that band. Here, you're creating more resistance as your toes reach for the ceiling. So zip the belly. It might not go as high as without the band. A little zip and down. Zip the belly and down. Zip the belly and down. 3 more and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, crossing the band just for a little extra assistance, and lower those legs down and zip the belly and back up, and lower the legs down and zip the belly up, and lower the legs down and zip the belly up. 3 more and 3 and 2 and 1 and now 1 foot in the band, so put your right foot in. Let's just all say right for now. And you're going to scissor these legs. Maybe try and keeping them at the same distance. So see how the V is the same. So it could be a wider V, and then that's still they're equidistant from each other. So pick the size of your V and switch and switch and switch. And the lighter this gets, a little more, the less assistance it gives you. And resist. And 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4. Head and neck are down. 3 and 2 and 1. And back to the middle. Switch your feet and toes to the air. Find that equidistance. Switch hands 2 and switch and switch and switch and counting down. 4, 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4, 3 and 2 and 1 and back through the middle. And almost done. Coming in for crisscross. You're going to remove the band. Hands behind your knees. Inhale fully. Exhale, zip the belly and look up. So here you are, C3PO. I want you to take those hands behind your head and cradle. So if you did nothing but hang out here, you'd be building some strength. But we're going to add rotation. I'm thinking the rotation starts from my right armpit as my left comes to my right knee. So I'm rotating from up high rather than like thinking down here. I'm rotating up higher in the spine and rotate and through the middle 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 and rotate. And we're going to take out the middle for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And bend the knees and give yourself a hug. Woo. All right, we're going to use our band for some of our bridging today. So your feet are going to go under the band. Make sure it's the same length. So check it out. Make sure you have, just so you know, it's like you're on the reformer and one of your straps is longer, slightly longer than the other, or slightly shorter. Like, that doesn't work. That's not so good. So hold this with your heels, or if you like, really press it around your toes. Just going to make sure your feet are connected to that band and to the floor. Keep your feet connected. All right. Inhale fully, and then imprint that spine. Oh, having band drama. Had a little band drama. Sorry, y'all. Band. I honestly think it's probably better without socks, but I'm not going to stop to take my socks off. So if you're having band trouble, take your socks off. All right, inhale and exhale, imprint. Zip the belly, start to lift the hips, rolling up the spine, one vertebra at a time, into a nice long, low bridge. Inhale, and then exhale, start to roll down on the back of the throat. There we go, one easy rolling up and down. We're going to add the arms. Inhale, exhale, lift the belly, start to curl, just bicep curl, up, and then rolling it back down, one vertebra at a time. Hold the end of that band. Inhale, exhale, lift the belly, bicep curl, start to reach it overhead. Nice and long here. Feel maximum distance between the toes and those fingertips overhead, and then roll it back down, rolling down. One vertebra at a time. We have one more to go, and the hands extend all the way overhead. Just the belly. Bend the bicep, bend the elbows, and straighten up and over. And now a little angel wing, open out to the side. You're going to stay up here for 3, and 2, and 1. And overhead, roll it all the way down, bend the elbows, everything bends back down to the earth. And relax. Whew. We're going to do this on one leg, 3 on each side. So pick a leg. I'm going to start with the left. How about that? Starting with the left. You know what? Trick. Wrap that band around the foot. Ta-da. Wrap the band around the foot. So one leg up. 3, 1 just for nothing. And then add the arms. So inhale fully, exhale, zip the belly, and reaching up. Nice and tall. Try to think about keeping these hips level. Notice if that knee moves. So if the knee can stay straight and parallel. There we go. All the way up, and then rolling it all the way down. One vertebra at a time. And you can lower that leg and return it as you imprint your pelvis. And bring it back up. And then squeeze the bicep. And then roll it all the way back down. One vertebra at a time. We're going to straighten the arms. Inhale, exhale, zip the belly. And arms go way up overhead. And bring them back down. Let's do this 3 times. 3, and 2. And then we're going to bring it all down. Keep squeezing that left glute, the foot's on the floor. And 1, and then roll it back down. All the way down. Switch sides. We're going to stretch our legs here in a minute. So 1 for nothing. Put the leg into tabletop. Inhale, arms stay on the mat. Exhale, zip the belly. Lift the hips, imprint the spine. Actually, I said that in reverse order, guys. I'm sorry. Gals. And roll back down. Too much talking in Pilates. All right, inhale, and now you'll bend the elbows. First, you'll imprint the spine, imprint, and then lift. And roll it back down. Let the legs fall back down to the ground. And 1 more, arms will straighten overhead. Zip the belly and imprint as that leg starts to lift. Lift the spine up off the mat. Straighten those arms up overhead. You're nice and long and strong. You're going to bend and straighten for 3. Pull, squeeze into that glute, that foot on the floor. Squeeze a little higher, keep those hips level. And 1, and then roll it all the way back down. Okay, free the feet from the band. And grab your magic circle. Our preferred device here for stretching our hamstrings. So put your foot in the handle of the magic circle. Hold on to the bottom of it. And put the knees together and straighten everything. And then bend it. And straighten. And bend. So I'm going to give you a little sequence. You're going to straighten it out to one shoulder and then through the middle. Now you're going to straighten it like you're going for your nose, like your knees to your nose, and then to the middle. And now like your knee to your other shoulder. So it's a little bit of across the body and through the middle. And then take 1 wherever it feels good. We're going to hold this for a few seconds and then we'll open up and stretch our inner thighs. So straightening that leg, point and flex that foot a few times. 3, 2, and 1. Reach that heel for the ceiling. hold on to your ring, reach for the wall, and open up. Really stand on that opposite foot. Remember, this free leg is active. And enjoy that stretch. If you like to pedal this foot, you can straighten and flex this ankle and get a little more. And now use your breath, inhale across the body and switch hands. And the other hand comes to the mat. And you might keep this pelvis anchored on the back and just see where that stretch is. If you enjoyed the twist, you could also twist with this leg a little bit. I'm going to try and get the stretch. I'm going for the stretch. I'm keeping the pelvis down. Little micro bend in this knee. And I'm going to inhale across the body, back through the middle. Take a last long stretch, thinking toes away, toes to the feet, toes to the wall. Remove and float it all the way down. And other side, foot into the ring. Bring both legs together. 3, just straight on like this. 3 and 2 and 1. And now add this little series. You're going to kick it to one shoulder, to the side, kick to your nose, and kick to the other shoulder. A little bit of IT hip there, and then 1 through the middle again, and hold. You're gonna pedal this foot, point, flex this ankle, so heel reaches for the ceiling, toes reach for the ceiling for 3, and 2, and 1. Open up this leg to the outside, hold on to your ring, and give yourself a counterbalance with that other arm straight out and reach. This feels good right here. You can pedal this foot a couple of times. Point, flex the foot, 3. Or you can hold it. Both are awesome. And feel that nice long stretch. Don't forget about the active leg that's still on the ground. You can get a little bit of stretch and opening to the front of the body here, thinking about the heavy heel in the leg. And use your breath, inhale, and move it across the body. Switch hands. And straighten that arm. And cross the body again. Again, 2 choices, pelvis on the mat, back of the pelvis, back of the hips, posterior crest there, keeping it down, and letting it go is the other option, giving yourself a little bit of a twist. Maybe a gentle micro bend in the knee. And then inhale back across the body. Take a final long stretch here, distance from toes to toes, thinking length separation rather than height or pulling down, promoting it to go longer. And then free that leg and come all the way down. All right, we're going to roll over for some prone work. So on our face, face down. Give yourself choice. You can use the TheraBand or the ring for this. Let's start with the TheraBand. If you know you like the ring, you've been taking my class for a while, you can modify this with the ring. What the ring will give you is a little more extension in your spine as you have your hands up a little higher. That's really about it. Other than that, this can simulate very much the same idea. So nose down, everything is on the mat. Zip the belly, pubic bone into the mat, and hip bones into the mat, and then lift your head and neck just a little bit and bring your biceps up around your ears. Hopefully that's working for me. Pull that band apart. I folded my band in half. It's really up to you though. You can leave it straight. It just gets a little more resistance this way. Reach nice and long. And we're going to start to paddle and let the arms follow. My shoulder blades are rotated out, and my everything is working from neck to low back, zipping the belly. You're paddling in and breathing in for inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can think higher or you can think longer. Both are good. Notice the difference in your body. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have just 20 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe lift your chin a little bit if you're looking too far down. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. And we're using this band for a little bit of assisted stretch. I'm going to hold one end and then hold it in the middle here. So reaching behind me all the way to the hip and back down. We're going to stay on one side. Inhale, lifting up and reaching back and through the middle. And 3 and 2. You should have your elbow, like your elbow crease in your peripheral vision here. Last one. And back down to the mat. So switch sides, holding the end of one band in the middle, holding the end of the band and then the middle. Inhale, zip the belly, float the legs up, head and neck, and then stretch that arm all the way down. Pulling down like a lat pull down from your waist here, from the waist. We got 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. And relax. And bring those hands under your shoulders, press into a child's pose. Breathe into those ribs. And if you'd like to hold onto your heels here, it gives you a little relaxation across the low back. Maybe a little more. You choose your child pose. Put your hands under next to your ears. Go ahead, press yourself up. And I'm going to have a little hair adjustment here for a second. Got a little hair in the face going on. All right. I'll come into some side lying work. So we're going to use the band today, and it's going to be looped into your foot evenly like this. So coming down, I come all the way down. So I'm nice and long, and I can find this length here in this side. I'm not totally collapsed in, and I'm going to place this foot in this band here. So I have a series that's both bent leg and straight leg. So I'm going to bend the bottom leg to start, and then bend this top leg and choke up on it as it feels, as you want resistance. So I like putting the band over the top. It adds just a little bit more resistance, and you're going to keep these legs parallel as you open up and down and open and down. Now, in some ways, this is easier because in some ways that band helps us lift up. But we want to find that little bit of resistance. Where does it start to assist us? Where do we find a little bit of resistance? Can you find it in the glute? 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. I think I found it. So little circles here. So again, it's finding that resistance as you circle up and around, keeping that toes under the knee. Make sure the foot's not sickling or doing something funky. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1, and reverse it. And 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3. Hello, glutes. 2, 1. Straighten that leg nice and long. Lift it and lower it. So again, you've got a little bit of assistance here, but resist it on the way down so it doesn't do the work. It doesn't give you too much additional assistance. Yeah, 4 more here, squeezing that glute. If you find the glute starts with the core, then you'll notice where the assistance is and where the resistance is. Last one. And we're going to bend and straighten. So we use our whole leg, bend and straighten. I'm going to keep that band on the top. It's sort of imperfect. Adjust the arm here. Adjust the arm. Squeezing that heel. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, nice and long here. Keep this at 90 degrees so that the arm gets a little active resistance. You're going to do little circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. It's like you're trying to smudge that heel on the wall, so long through the hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Almost done. You're going to kick it front and stretch it to the back for 3. Kick front and stretch to the back. And last one. And stretch to the back and bend that knee and take a stretch. So I'm still holding on to this band. Find that opening here. And then come to your back. You're going to use the band on this foot to kind of guide it a little bit. First, you're going to take your figure 4. And you can leave one foot down on the ground if you like, or you can float this up and pull into this leg. Navigate the band here for a minute, because then we're going to lower one leg and do a little bit of like hip opening, like kind of rotate our leg in our hip socket. So float this leg down and now hold on here and just let it kind of rock back and forth. So find what feels good. We're just lubricating here, just making this leg move with ease. The core is not doing all the work here, the band is. So you can use your nice soft belly breath. And I'm just really feeling everything start to let go down here. It feels kind of nice. Maybe it opens up a little bit wider. Take that final stretch here. We'll call this half the happy baby instead of the full happy baby pose. half a happy baby. Oh. All right, straighten that leg, float it all the way down. Roll yourself up because you can, and switch legs. And we're going to switch sides. Y'all can see me fully, right? Okay, starting with the bent knee with the band on top and all the way down. So here we go. Open and close this book. So really think about it. Zip the low belly, then move the leg, find the glute, and then find that resistance where, it's assisting the foot. It's resisting in the thigh and the glute. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And hold that open, little circles here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now straighten that leg. Give yourself a little bit of resistance. Actually, sorry, you're going to lower and lift here. That bottom leg is still bent. Top leg squeezes the glute. So start this in the glute. and zip the low belly. We got 8 more. And counting you down here for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bend and straighten here. Bend and straighten and bend and straighten and bend and straighten. Keep that foot aligned with the knee. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Little circles, nice and long here. So zip the belly, really make this about the length of the leg, reaching away from the core. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bend the knee. And come in. We're going to kick, kick front, kick, kick. And straighten back, and kick, kick, and straighten it back, and kick, kick, and squeeze that glute all the way to the back. Bend that knee, and take a twist. If you like that little extension of the twist on one side, you can straighten that arm. One side's stronger than the other. It definitely felt easier on that other side. You can just use one band. Just opening up, a little additional opening. And then roll to your back, keeping your foot in that band. Find your figure 4. The ankle over the thigh bone. And then reach between. Give yourself a little stretch here. And I like the rocking side to side. So you can rock or you could do circles, little circles, but just a little bit of rocking. And then we're going to loosen up that leg and the hip socket a little bit with the band. All right, drop that, lower that bottom leg and hold on to the foot. And now just moving it, moving the bones. If you can picture your bones, picture the bone in the hip socket. Let this belly be soft. Because of the work you do, it's already going to be doing, it's intuitively supporting you and supporting your leg. We're just like trying to find this muscle here that sometimes is holding on and it doesn't always need to. Maybe it's overworking. Sometimes they're underworking, but sometimes we just hold tension in our glutes and in our hips. I don't need it. All right, half of the happy baby here. Just open up that hip. Almost done on this side. Do some fun things with our legs in the air to finish on the roller. And I'll give you a band option as well for legs and straps, feet and straps on the roller. Coming up. All right, straighten that leg. Actually, oops, I lied because we did a little half roll up on the other side here. So put that band and rolling it up. Do you remember we talked about keeping that leg down? Push that leg down. Push. See, push it down. There we go. That's it. Pushing down and zip the belly. The struggle is real. But that's a lot where the work is, in the back body. We can keep our legs heavy, keep our back of the body engaged. I think it's just so interesting that we think so much, before we do Pilates, we think so much about our core and just being this part, but it's so much of our glutes and how our legs are plugged into our hips. And you all know this. But there's a few exercises that really make it real. Okay, go ahead. Bring your roller under your hips. As you well know, it goes on the back of the pelvis, not on the low ribs. So we're not in the soft part here between the ribs and the sacrum. We're on the sacrum, back of the pelvis. And we float our legs into tabletop. If you like, you can put your band on here. It just gives your legs a little more support, and that might feel really good. It's not entirely necessary, so you can decide. If you're using the band, you'll need to switch. You'll need to have one foot in, one foot out. So first, just drop one leg, and then you can open up the hip on the ground, and then lunge. So this is like a upside down runner's lunge. Using gravity onto your back rather than down. If you'd like to straighten the top leg, you can straighten this as well. You can also open up your arms. And now use your breath to move your legs. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring them back together. Switch feet and drop the other leg into your lunge. Open up the hips here. Same idea of that back of the leg reaching into the ground. And you can stretch this leg if it feels good. Use your breath to bring your legs back together. Control the core. Okay, going for some scissors. So straighten both legs. If you have your band, you'll have an assistance on one foot. You'll do 3, and then you'll switch to the other foot and weight the other side. So we start by lowering one leg and lowering the other leg, and then we switch for 2 and 3. So now you have the band in one leg, and then you rotate those legs into the helicopter. So notice where the hips want to move here. Keep those hips nice and level and all the way down. And then switch again. 1 and 2 and 3. And now touch the toes, touch the side of the wall, touch the opposite walls. And one more time. 3 and 2 and 1. And switch. Zip the belly here. Keep the pelvis nice and stable as those legs will rotate around. And through the middle. Switch feet. The band foot goes up first. And 1 and 2 and 3. And now reach toes. Reach through the feet. Reach through toes, toes, toes. And 1 and 2 and 3. And reach through the toes. Reach, 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 reach around. And one more set. 1 and 2 and 3. And reach. And all the way around. So here is where you want to take your band nice and wide and give yourself an open leg stretch. This feels good. You can do this without the band as well. There's some nice like assistance. There's a little bit of freedom in not worrying about the legs and the inner thighs stretching so much. I'm going to do a few leg circles here. And we'll do 6 in each direction. If you'd like to use it with the band, then you can support one leg with that band. So if you don't have a band, then you don't have to worry about switching feet. Okay, but if you're in the band, you're going to lift your feet up and open out and around. And open out and around. And open and around. And now reverse direction. And around. Zip the belly right here as those legs come long up and around. And last one. You can carry on if you do not use the band. If you're using a band, switch feet and down and around for 3. Down and around. Zip the belly here. It does want to wiggle wobble a little bit. Last one here. And then switch directions. And open to the side for 3. and 2, and 1. And bend those knees, remove the band if you're using it, and lift your hips off that roller. Roll it down to your feet for a roll up. For the roll up, we talk about moving our arms, but the thing that needs to happen as we move our arms is to zip that low belly and find the freedom in the pelvis and the low back and the stretch. So we don't have weak days, we just have tight days, right? Sometimes it's easier. Inhale, fully exhale, zip the belly, off the chin, reach for the toes, zip, 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 up and over. And come up. We're going to finish with a little rotation, a little mermaid. So Z-sit, one leg in front, one leg behind. Sit up nice and tall. And up and over. And I want you to take it all the way over into rotation and look between your wrists here. So your neck is nice and long. Breathe into those ribs. And as you take this last breath, I want you to rotate up and rotate those ribs up to the ceiling. And then float up and over and counter stretch. So reach up to go over. And 3 big breaths here, 3. And then we will switch sides. Thank you for taking a virtual class. And one more little counter stretch here. Little neck stretch. Float those arms up to parallel. Switch the feet to the other side. And then up and over, this arm a little bit behind you so that you make room for the other arm, looking between your wrists. Enjoy the stretch. 3 nice big full breaths here. 3. As you breathe and rotate here, rotate up. Rotate those ribs up. And then lift up and over. And take this counter stretch from up high and then over. 3 full breaths here. 3. And 2. And 1. And float the knee, hand to knee here. And rotate back through the middle. Come back up. And you're finished. Thank you. Thanks for coming. And I will see you again. I will be back live in class soon. So enjoy this. And I look forward to seeing you. Thanks.